Baker is trying hard to put his life and marriage back together, whilst Poncherello investigates a multi-million-dollar heist on Chips later at 8 p.m. But first, it's the Thamesmen.
I think I've got more hair than my mum. Anyway, hi, I'm George. I'm in Los Angeles.
I don't think you do. My name is Alex. I'm in Colorado. And my friend here just got his hair cut for your vacation.
Yeah, exactly. I'm ready for my
Are
vacation.
you looking forward to going back to old Blighty?
I am looking forward to going back to old Blighty. Yeah, go and see the family, and have a sausage roll or two. Things like that. So it'll be good.
Yeah,
so.
And I mean, I haven't been to the UK in years.
I hear it's really bloody expensive at the moment. I hear that they buggered everything up and everything's got really expensive. So that's something to look forward to.
Oh well, there you go. There you go. I'm going to go down to France at some point where it's not so expensive. But there you go. Anyway,
I was last week. I was in Florida, and you know how you get on a plane and you watch movies, and I watched a great movie, which I may put a picture up behind. It's a documentary about Little Richard.
Oh, really?
Have you seen that? Oh, it's fantastic.
Little Richard is what a wild cat.
Totally wild film. And basically the upshot of it is that no one accepts that all the rock we love, and this is maybe appropriate for Thin Lizzy and all those things.
Carry on.
It all comes from a gay black man.
Well, there's that.
It's amazing.
Well, there's that. Obviously, my love for Little Richard, Jerry Lee Lewis, and all that. So
exactly.
Anyone who's really into music, loves music. Well, the more you get into it, and the more you get into songwriting, you'll always go back down to basically Little Richard, Chuck Berry, and Jerry Lee Lewis, right? Jerry Lee Lewis just died. And also, there's this. I remember when I grew up, people say, "Oh, black guys can't play rock." He said, "They bloody invented it, you morons."
Right.
And then Little Richard. Little Richard said Chuck Berry was a king of rock and roll, but he was the queen of rock and roll. And did it go into his whole sexuality and his whole life?
It was absolutely because he was very troubled because he went between being sort of outwardly flamboyant, and then he became a pastor, and he was sort of he had his ups and downs, and it was it was a great documentary. I think it came out this year, and it's about Little Richard, and it is fantastic. It's got great footage, great music, great performances, and just like it has like Paul McCartney telling stories, and Keith Richards and Mick Jagger, and basically all of those people. The person who took the Beatles to Germany was Little Richard.
I know. And it's absolutely, they're all crazy. They're all wild. I mean, we just take Jerry Lee Lewis. He gave up doing music because he saw a meteorite in the sky, and he thought it was a sign from God, right? Great balls of fire. And so he stopped it because it was the devil's music. And then you had Little Richard, who was a pastor. Then his cocaine levels so high he had to come back out and go touring again. And then you had Jerry Lee Lewis, who married his 13-year-old cousin and went for the border. And it was all absolutely mayhem. And if anyone thinks they're total rock and roll, you guys have got nothing on these cats when you read their life stories.
These guys were like out there. They totally did it, Yeah, no, it was anyway. So highly recommend the Little Richard documentary. But that's beside the point. Why are we here today?
No, just one more thing. Okay. Do you know what my dream is to have an old 45 jukebox. And in all the records, I want all Little Richards, I want all Jerry, I want the original 45s on random to be played. That's how much I love that era of music. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
On an old jukebox would be perfect.
It would be, and
really,
just random, Anyway, do apologise. Why? You're absolutely right. Why are we here?
That's a fairly fundamental question. But for today, the reason we're here is because the Wheel of Fortune, our random picker, came up with Thin Lizzy, or normal person, as we like to say in a politically correct term.
Absolutely. She, he, her, of any weight they wish to, Lizzy.
Yeah, whatever they choose.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
So, the Wheel of Fortune picked. We've got some notes. Let me try and find the notes for you, okay? Okay, so here we are. We're going to do a track. We're going to do 2 tracks, actually. Of Thin Lizzy. But the first track we're going to do is Still in Love with You, formed in 1969. I didn't know they were that old.
Yeah, Thin Lizzy.
Yeah, but 1969. Yeah. Thin Lizzy took their name from a character in The Dandy, a British kids comic. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I knew The Dandy, but I didn't know.
Yeah, and I can remember her. Didn't she have like black and white stockings? All right, let's try and put it behind us. Okay, the character Tin Lizzy had a name change for a play on the Irish accent. Tin Lizzy.
Tin Lizzy.
Okay. Pronouncing as thin as in 10. Phil Lynott was a lead vocalist, bass player, and main songwriter, and was the mainstay of the band. Apart from a cover of Whiskey in a Jar, they had no success until 1976. So 69 to 76, that's dedication. And their album Jailbreak. This song was from the 1974 album Nightlife and was written by Lynott and Gary Moore on the first stint in the band. This version is from a 1978 tour of Australia, and Moore's playing elevates what might have been a simple rock ballad into a blues rock masterpiece. Well, there you go.
Wow, that's so Gary Moore. We've had the Guitar Gods series some time ago, and we did Gary Moore, and we actually did a Gary Moore Thin Lizzy when he came back, which wasn't the world's best track we'd ever picked. I think it was before Chris used to beat us into shape.
That wasn't that Thin Lizzy trying to help Gary Moore out again in return?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's Gary Moore helping out Phil Lynott, I think, or something, wasn't it? One or the other. It was one.
But they
one
really didn't help each other.
It was an 80s train wreck, basically, I think, really, wasn't it that? But anyway, so this is back when they were hot and wild. Jailbreak, though, was a great album. I love Jailbreakers now.
Do you know the guy from Come On Down? The English version.
Leslie Crowther.
He married Leslie Crowther's daughter.
Dude, what? Phil Lynott?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Can you imagine that at the Christmas meal? And it's just like, Phil Lynott, come on down. And then Tin Lizzy.
I whenever you say "come on down," I know I have memories of your band, and they just for those who don't know, they had a song called "Mrs. Muff," Alex's band. The band was called Total. We should play that because I found a tape of it, and I listened to it the other day. And the "Come on down," it's a great track. Silly but great.
It is a great track. Yeah? But we're here to see Tin Lizzy. And that, my friends, is a very bad Irish accent. Thin Lizzy, Still in Love with You. HD, live at the Sydney Opera House, lost performance of 1978. So sit back, relax. It's going to be a bit of a corker. It's a 9-minute track. So if you've got any herbage, now's the time to spark her up. 3, 2, 1, boom.
This is we only play one slow song, and the next one is it. It's from the Live and Dangerous album. A song called Still in Love with You for all the girls. I think I'll fall to pieces if I don't find something else to do. The sadness never ceases. Oh, I'm still in love with you. My head keeps on reeling, and it's got me in a crazy spin. there's people out there saying time has a way of healing, and it can dry all the tears from your eyes. Oh, but darling, they don't describe this empty feeling, and you know I can't disguise it. After all that we've been through, I try my best, but it's no use. Oh, I'll keep on loving you. Is this the end? I'm still in love with you. It's all over. Woman, there's something I think you should know. And maybe 'cause my baby, she had a baby by me, she might think it over just one more time before she goes. Call on me, baby. If there's anything I could do for you, call on me, baby. Help me see you through. I'm still in love with you.
Sudden ending there. So,
well, I tell you what, obviously the star of the show, the twin guitars there, and Gary Moore and his sustain.
It's sustained that first note. It's still ringing now from like 1976 or whatever. It's still somewhere sustaining out, just going on. Forever.
Like the sound of Krakatoa went around the world 3 times. It was only stopped by his sustain that met him, brute force, and the sustain carried on through and is still going to today.
Nothing has stopped it yet. So
I don't know why they bothered singing.
Hold on. I got to stop you there because I really like Phil Lynnett's voice. I know it's not for everyone, but I like his voice.
I thought his voice was superb. The song was shy.
Well,
no, I'm being harsh. I'm being half for comedic value. It was an okay song, but it was the lyrics were just you know what I mean. It was all right, but it was all about the guitars.
Yeah. Now I must say though, it was all about Gary Moore's guitar for me. To be honest with you, the second guitarist was
what was his name?
I mean, I can't. I looked it up. Scott.
Oh, that's all he needs to know. I actually felt really sorry for Scott.
Yeah, he shouldn't have gone second. He should have gone first, and then Gary should have
been in the band, right? Because, Scott, do you want to play twin lead? Oh yeah, who's the other one? Gary Moore. Fuck you.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's just like you're going to get shat on night after night after night.
Exactly.
Because Moore's guitar was sublime.
You could, exactly. You saw his talent from the first note, his that sustain, and just like he has an effortless way with him, and a smoothness, and just it was a really interesting contrast because Scott was good, Scott was great, Scott could play, but when you had the two together, I'm sorry, I was all about Mr. Moore.
No, I know it was all about Mr. Moore as well, and poor old Scott. He comes out, he does a very good solo, and
his hair looked good, though, didn't it?
His hair looked great. I don't know what conditioner he's using, but I tell you that Southern Antipodean air really worked wonders.
Yeah,
but also Gary's hair looked quite wonderful as well.
He did. It wasn't too much of a poodle there. It was, and actually, talk about hair. Phil Lynnett's, he's got a cracking.
He was totally plugged in that night.
Yeah, those guys were really.
Anyway, we're here to talk about this song and not the hair. But yeah, even when Scott came forward to do a solo, poor Scott, Gary was doing thirds on top.
He was, and he was having a little joke with Phil.
I know, and having a joke while doing thirds on top and twin all the way through.
Check him out over there.
Shall we plug Scott in now? Oh dear, that was great. But for an absolute masterclass of just talent, which no other guitarist here watching are ever going to be able to manage. That was it.
Oh, well, I think what we'll have to do is it might be time for us to do the scores.
Welcome back, Judge. Scores.
It's there, like magic.
Absolutely. It is the Ladies Scoreboard Mark III. We've upgraded it significantly with our budget.
Yeah, exactly. It's got a new logo, and so it's brilliant. So
we score out of 10, and we clear it monthly. Up the top, we got Lyndon Skiddard. We started off straight off with an absolute rock icon that can never be beat. And down the bottom, we got Joan Armour Trading, and that was meant to be a promotion for a Joan Armour.
Yeah, it was better than anyway. It was good. I loved it. It's just
All right.
Anyway,
right. So, George,
I went first last time. You go first.
I don't want to go first. Yeah, I don't want to go first. Okay, I'm gonna do two different numbers to add them up to make one number. Okay. So I'm going to do them out of 5.
Can you add up?
Okay. So for the song itself, I'm giving 1 out of 5. But for the guitar solo, I'm giving 5 out of 5. So I'm giving it a 6 out of 10.
6.0. Well, that's a bit tough, I think. Yeah, okay, all right. 6.0. Yes, is that your number?
6.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, I think I tend to agree with you. I think though I'm going to break it down to thirds. I think
you would.
I would, just to be sure. So
Scott,
out of 3
Scott, Scott get a number.
Scott does not get a number.
But Scott, if you're watching this, you had great hair.
Lovely hair. There's no points for hair though in this. No.
Shame.
We're a music reaction channel, not a hair reaction channel. It is because anyway, it's not talking about
we
hair.
Can split it down.
So,
we can split it at fifth. Hair, Scott.
No, all right. We have enough trouble adding up two numbers.
Sorry.
We need Laser Mark 4 or something to be able to do that, like some supercomputer. No, we've learned from using that. Anyway, it was rubbish. Well, I've even forgot what your score was. What was it? 6.0. Yeah, okay. So I split into 3. My 3, with the maximum of 3.33 per 3, is the overall performance. Right. It is our friend Gary Moore, who's pretty fantastic, and then Phil Lynott, because I like Phil Lynott. So overall, I would give it like a 2 out of 3.33.
Oh, okay.
And for Gary Moore, I would give it a 3. And for Phil Lynott, I'd give it a 2.5.
So that's about 12.
I forgot what I gave.
You've got 5, 6, 7.5. 7.5. 7.5.
7.5.
And my 6.
7.5. And you got a 6.0. So fire up the computer. Okay. Right. So, what did I say? 7.5. 13.5.
13.5.
Oh, wow. It's amazing.
I'm sorry, Scott. But, you know.
Nice hair. So where's 13?
It beat Joe number trading.
It did beat Joe number trading. So you got that to say. Oh shit!
Don't hit it too hard. We might be fundraising for the scoreboard more.
It's about to come down.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end
of that bombshell
of the scores. All right. Okay. Well, listen, we are going to do one more track, which is "The Boys Are Back in Town."
Okay.
But before we do that, there's no notes. We don't need anything. You just can't do Thin Lizzy without that track, right?
You can't. We'll play out on "Boys Are Back in Town." I think.
So we won't come back in at the end.
Well, we might.
No.
Do.
No. We just let that play out to the end. That's actually really classy.
Is it? Okay.
All right. But before that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wheel of Fortune. Jesus, look at it, I've got all the props. Right. Okay, so we just did Thin Lizzy. So if it lands on that, you can't have that. We just did Giant Bombs. If it lands on that, you can't do that. But anything else is fair game.
Okay, all right. We'll fill in the gaps with.
All right. Okay. So is Jim ready?
Yeah. Okay. Tropical Traders are up and ready.
3, 2, 1, boom! The Jungle Traders.
The Jungle Traders. Well, it's the same as Tropical Traders, isn't it?
We have to find.
Yeah, this altitude spinny thing. We need to lock it down a bit. It's like
I know, but this what really freaky is when it starts going backwards at the end of it. God.
I'm just going to go and have a cup of tea. While you...
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Are you ready? No. Oh, no.
Alan Parsons Project.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I'm looking forward to that.
Alan Parsons, ladies and gentlemen. Huge.
Tallest man in music.
Absolutely. And that, ladies and gentlemen, the God tier, make sure you get onto the Patreon now because at the end of the month, we're picking one God, and that means your video could be on the channel. So whatever you do, just go and get our Patreon level right now.
And like and subscribe if nothing else.
All right, now I'm going to automatically press this button and it will systematically, with servos, disappear.
Quality television like that, you
makes them coming back. Isn't it? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think what we do as a special treat, we're just going to let this play out and we wish you well. Like and subscribe, and you're going to sit back and watch The Boys Are Back in Town live at the Sydney Opera House 78 with Gary Moore.
And I'm going to sit through it. We're going to sit
through
it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But we'll see you on the flip side, and we'll see you, like and subscribe, for Alan Parsons next. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Are you ready?
3, 2, 1.
Boom.
Oh, yes.
wonder how Scott's hair is.
Captain John's got back today. Them wild-eyed boys that have been away haven't changed, had much to say. Man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. Told them that you make you living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town. I said the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. You know that chick that used to dance like every night she'd be on the floor shaking what she got. Man, I'm gonna tell you, she got a lot of me. She was hot. And that time over at Johnny's place, well, this chick got up and she smacked Johnny's face. Hey, we thought about the place. That chick don't wanna know. Forget her. The boys are back in town. Shaking. I said the boys are back in town. Back in town. The boys are back in town. Hanging down, I feel